Kroger Tenderay Beef. No other beef so fresh can be so tender. Presents Hearts in Harmony, transcribed. K is for Kroger. C is for cut. B is for beef. KCB means Kroger cut beef. And Kroger cut beef means more meat for your money. Yes, friends, Kroger cut beef gives you more meat, less waste. And here's why. Before the meat is weighed and priced, the Kroger method of cutting beef removes excess bone, excess waste, and stringy ends. Remember, that's before the meat is weighed and priced. And it's the very top U.S. government grades of beef that's tender, juicy, rich red, and marbled with just the right amount of flavory fat. So you see you get a better value in top-grade beef. Now, to give you an example, let's take a Kroger cut rib roast. Before the roast is weighed and priced, the Kroger method of cutting beef removes the short rib end, the waist, and trims the chine bone. You don't pay roast price for the short rib end and waist. And no matter whether you buy a Kroger cut steak or roast, you receive more meat, less waste. So don't forget, that's at your Kroger store. See for yourself by visiting your neighborhood Kroger store soon. Get Kroger cut beef and get more meat for your money. And now, Hearts in Harmony. Penny Gibbs' foster father, Jed, has shown no physical improvement since yesterday, but mentally, he's in much better condition. For he's been moved to the downstairs sunroom, and he says to Nora Williams that he feels like
one of the family. Yes, Nora, I feel like one of the family again.
Why, you're the head of the family, Mr. Billings.
Heaven help this family if I were a child. You've got to have get up and go to be the head of a family, and I can't get up out of this wheelchair to go across the room.
Now, you're not supposed to talk like that. When we brought you downstairs, you promised you wouldn't.
Oh, yes, that's right, so I did.
Yes.
Well, you got me in a weak moment. Now I have nothing to complain about.
Crickets, if all you want is something to complain about, that's easy.
Easy, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Not around this house, it isn't.
Why?
I'm being treated like a king, waited on hand and foot. Why, I have more servants than, well, those rich people up in Glen Cove. But I don't deserve what's being done for me.
You found something to complain about right there, Mr. Billings. Do you want to go in the living room, Mr. Billings?
Well, we might give it a try. It's been a long time since I've been in there. I suppose Penny and her mother have changed the furniture around, so I won't even recognize the place.
Well, there have been a few changes.
I thought so. Beats me how women like to rearrange furniture. Maybe women are the weaker sex when it comes to size and looks. But if you ask me, they're all piano movers at heart.
Well, I'm going to move you into the living room right now. Come on, here we go.
Too bad there's not a brass band to mark this gallant entrance. Wonder what war I ought to say I was wounded in, or should I tell people I slipped in the bathtub?
Now, you're not going to tell anybody anything because no one's going to ask.
You mean they're just going to think I like it this way?
Oh, Mr. Billings, you promised faithfully that you wouldn't worry about being in a wheelchair once you were downstairs.
I wonder how much it'd take to buy back that promise.
It's not for sale.
That's so. Well, I might make you an interesting price someday. If you think I'm going to be cheerful over this as a mother hen with a new brood of chicks, you're... Oh, so the living room looks better this way, does it?
Don't you think it does, Mr. Billings?
It just looks like the living room to me, except that the way the furniture's laid out now, you think you're coming in from the other end. Say, I don't remember seeing those curtains before.
Oh, they were new last week. I made them.
You made those curtains?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And thanks for noticing them, Mr. Billings. They've been up for a week, and Freddie hasn't even looked at them.
He didn't?
No. And I'll just die when I make curtains for our house and Freddie doesn't notice.
Honey, then you'll die 1,000 deaths every year of your married life. A man will take notice of a new set of golf clubs and spend hours admiring a fishing rod or a hunting rifle or maybe a wall of shelves, because that's made with tools that he knows or ought to know. But when it comes to things with frills and lace, hem-stitching, and things with flowered prints and rick-rack, he's suddenly in need of glasses.
Men just don't ever notice things like curtains and bedspreads, Mr. Billings.
And not very often. Oh, well, there are some men who do. If you want someone to admire your handiwork with a needle and thread, marry a designer or interior decorator. But that's no good either. He'll notice your curtains before he sees you.
Oh, Crickets, I'll marry Freddie even if he doesn't notice the things I make.
You say, I'll marry Freddie with a vengeance, child. Is it all set?
Oh, golly, no. And sometimes I get to thinking it'll never be anything but just something to talk about.
Well, you're young. There's lots of time.
But I'm going to be 18 the 7th of May.
18, the 7th of May. You don't say.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
And isn't 18 old enough to stop talking about things and doing something about them?
18's a wonderful age, Nora. You won't believe a thing I'm saying right now, but someday you will. Someday you'll look back on the time when you were just 18 and say it was the most wonderful age in your life.
Why is it so much more wonderful than any other time, Mr. Billings?
Oh, it isn't. It just seems to be. It seems to be the one time in your life when you were completely happy. But that's not true either.
I'm happy, completely happy.
Well, I don't doubt that you are, child. But when you come right down to it, what is happiness after all? Isn't happiness just the absence of sorrow and vice versa? Don't we say we're happy only because we're what we call happy only in relation to the times we're something else?
Golly, Mr. Billings, this is getting just a little too deep for me.
Yeah, I think it was about to get a little too deep for me, too, Nora. Maybe if...
Oh, Cricket's the doorbell. Excuse me.
Nora, if that's one of Penny's friends, I want time to wheel myself out of here.
No, Mr. Billings, you're going to stay right there.
I am not. You think I can't wheel myself back into that sunroom, do you? Well, just look at me going this thing, will you?
Oh, Mr. Billings.
Hello, Nora.
Oh, Mr. Carlton, come in.
Thanks. Well, want to tell Penny I'm here, or is that one way to be left sitting in the living room alone?
Golly, Mr. Carlton, Miss Gibbs isn't here.
Oh, gone for the day, or will she be back pretty soon?
Pretty soon, I guess. She went shopping with Miss Martin. In fact, no one's here but Mr. Billings.
Oh. Well, say, while I'm waiting for Penny, maybe I can go up and see him. Or is he sleeping?
No, he's not sleeping. And he's downstairs now, in the sunroom.
Walking?
Oh, golly, no, I wish he were. We've moved him down here to stay.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Must have been lonesome for him up there all the time. Say, could I see him?
Well, gee, I don't know. I'll ask.
No, if you ask, he'll only say no. Let me go in and ask him, and then there's much less chance that he'll refuse.
All right, but he's awfully funny about...
Yeah, I know, but he saw me once before, and it was all right. Let me handle him.
All right, if you want to, Mr. Carlton.
Yeah, I want to. Hello in there, Mr. Billings. Mind a visitor?
Who is it?
Barry Carlton.
Oh, come in, son.
Thanks. Okay, Nora, okay.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, son. What's okay?
Nora said you might not want a visitor.
Oh, well, you know how it is, son.
Sure.
I don't want a lot of people sitting around telling me how sorry they are for me.
Well, I don't think any of your friends like seeing you in a wheelchair, Mr. Billings.
Oh, I know that. That's why I don't want them to see me when I can avoid it. Sit down.
Thank you.
Well, I hear you're working now, son.
Yes, at the Carver Manufacturing Company in the office.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not much of a job.
Well, you're just starting, aren't you? What, did you want them to make you chairman of the board of directors?
No, I was lucky they gave me a job at all. And I'll be luckier if I still have it in a week or two.
Why, tough going?
No. Job's easy enough. I'm the difficulty, Mr. Billings.
Well?
I've never stuck to anything but trouble all my life. And trouble I'm stuck with.
Oh, why haven't you stuck?
I don't have the backbone.
Oh, no, that's nonsense. A man of your age has no business talking that way.
Well, I know myself better than you do. If it weren't for the fact that I have money, lots of it, I'd be nothing but a bum.
It takes backbone to be a bum.
What?
That's flouting convention and doing nothing with your life when the rule is to make the most of it. I think what you mean is you lack not backbone, but incentive.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
A fellow without backbone can do a lot of things by just doing what everyone else does, by going along with the crowd and doing what he's supposed to do. But it takes incentive for a fella to get anywhere.
Where can I get incentive? I have nothing to work for. The Carver Company pays me a salary, but I already have enough money to buy the Carver Company and a lot more companies like it. Certainly making a living can't be my incentive.
No, but doing something for others can be an incentive.
By others, you mean my family. Oh, what can I give Mother that she doesn't already have? I can make her happy by working, but when I quit this job, I'll get another one. That'll keep her happy.
Barry, tell me, do you have a girl?
You mean, am I in love? No, I don't think so.
Well, tell me, is there any girl you'd like to impress? Any girl you might, well, be serious about someday?
Oh, I suppose so.
Well, then there's your incentive, son. Do it for a girl. You'll be surprised what you can accomplish.
Hey, what's going on in here?
Oh, Penny.
Hello, Penny.
Hello, Barry. Hello, Jed. What are you two talking about? It sounds serious.
Well, we just this minute solved the problems of the world.
Well, our world, anyhow,
Barry.
right?
Oh, yes, Nora.
Excuse me, Miss Gibbs, but it's time for Mr. Billings' medicine.
Oh, Zach's whiskers, that horrible stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here, you two. I don't want you to see me taking this.
Oh, it's not that bad, Jed. Come on, Barry. We better leave Jed alone for a few minutes.
All right.
All right, Mr. Billings. Now, come on, open your mouth. I have a spoonful of jam already.
Oh,
Golly, listen to this. Oh, poor Jed. He hates to take his medicine.
I don't blame him. We all have to take medicine of one kind or another, and none of it's pleasant.
Barry Carlton, I think there was deep meaning in that remark.
I meant there to be. Penny, I've got a problem.
Well, what is it?
Me.
I don't know what you mean.
You ought to. You know me, don't you?
No, not very well.
Oh, I think you do.
Oh, how can I? I've known you only a couple of months.
A couple of months, a couple of years, it doesn't matter much. I'm pretty easy to figure out.
No one is easy to figure out.
Well, people who have something to them aren't easy, but there's nothing to me. That's my trouble.
Barry, you're building up to something. What is it?
A problem I have.
Well, you can't have any problem that's too serious. It isn't something at the office, is it?
In a way, yes.
Oh, you don't like your work.
Well, yes, I suppose I do, as well as I'd like any work. The point is, Penny, I wonder just how long I'll stick with my job.
As long as you want, won't you?
Yes, and that's more to the point than ever. I'm afraid I'm not going to want to very long.
Well, why not?
Because, Penny, what I mean is, I'm not much good. I mean, I don't have any faith in myself.
But you will have, Barry, after you've proved to yourself that you
I
can...
need faith now, Penny. I know my weaknesses, and I know what they'll do to me. I'll be just nothing again. And I want to be something.
Well, I think you will be, Barry. Just keep trying.
I can't try without help, Penny. I need help to keep trying. And I want that help to come from you.
So Barry Carlton has come to Penny for help. Is this the result of what Jed said to him about needing an incentive? About being in love? Is Barry Carlton going to fall in love with Penny? Will circumstances find Penny in love with him? Be sure to listen to the next dramatic episode of Hearts in Harmony. KCB. KCB. KCB means Kroger Cut Beef, and Kroger Cut Beef means more meat for your money. Yes, Kroger Cut Beef gives you more meat, less waste. That's because before the meat is weighed and priced, the Kroger method of cutting beef removes excess bone, excess waste, and stringy ends. You get more meat, less waste in Kroger Cut Beef. It's top U.S. government grades of beef. Tender, juicy, rich red. Marbled with just the right amount of flavory fat. So visit your neighborhood Kroger store and buy your favorite cut of beef. If you get a Kroger cut sirloin steak, you'll notice that before the steak is weighed and priced, the Kroger method of cutting beef removes the stringy end, the waste, and the excess bone. Remember, whether you buy a steak or roast, Kroger cut beef gives you more meat for your money. But remember, ladies, you can buy a Kroger cut steak or roast only at Kroger stores. Make up your mind right now to visit your neighborhood Kroger store without delay. Your Kroger meat man has just the cut of beef you want. It's delicious and juicy. It's top-grade beef that will thrill your family. And don't forget, Kroger cut beef gives you more meat, less waste, which means you get more meat for your money at your Kroger store. Listen in again Monday, same time, same station, for another exciting transcribed chapter of Hearts in Harmony.